Ahora te tienes que presentar.
Me presento.
Welcome to With an Accent, a podcast of Università Cattolica del Sacro Cuore. In this podcast, we'll hear stories about international students, their moments of happiness, their moments of sadness, stories about the food that they miss, the smells that they miss, and the people that they miss. But at the same time, we'll hear stories about how they've built a home, how they've built a new identity, and finally, the moment they belong, the moment Italy became their place. Hello guys, welcome back to With an Accent. Today in our final episode of this season. It's been a whole journey. We've been to the tough moments at the beginning where you don't know what to do, you're unsure of what you feel. It's a new place, it's a new dynamic, it's a new life. Then we went through what it feels to miss your food, what it feels like to miss your family. The moments you understand, okay, maybe I'm liking this about this new culture. Maybe I'm learning these new things about my own culture. And we're finally now at the very end, which is the moment we finally feel we belong. And I have with me today to continue talking about this journey with Emmanuel from Paraguay. Today, Manu is going to help us understand what it feels like to finally be like Milan. This is the place I want to be. This is the city I want to be. This is where I see myself. So, Manu, ¿qué más? Bien o no? Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Are you excited?
Super excited. Super excited.
I'm just so energetic, man, because I drank a bit of this and it's like...
Yeah, we're not gonna be able to sleep later.
Hey, it's like, oh! So, let's start with the basics. What the hell am I drinking?
Tereré. Tereré to my Paraguayan friends. Here we have it. So it's like... it's kind of... Let's show it a bit.
Ahí está, la hierba.
La hierba. It's kind of like a way to bring my family with me.
Okay.
You know, like my mom, my dad, and my brother are all here always.
They're always with you when you drink.
They're always with me when I drink it. Basically, you put it here, and then you just have to put water on top of it. Oh, like that.
And then you're done. Amazing. You have your drink and you get the energy boost of something that is 10 times cooler than matcha, but people haven't heard about it.
True. And then you share it with other people. That's the point of it. To have a nice conversation with a good friend.
Gracias, genio. So today we're basically dealing with the question of being in Milan, finding your place. So we should start with the very beginning, and I guess it's super simple. Or not simple, actually. You come from an expectation of Milan, of what you're going to encounter yourself and what the city is going to look like. What was that expectation, man?
Oof. That expectation, okay, it was to adapt much faster to this whole way of living.
Okay.
Yeah, that was my expectation.
Would you say it's very different to what you like? I mean, you had the idea to adapt to how they live in Italy, what it is for Italy. Like, what did you expect, if you could describe it a bit? Like, what was that expectation looking like?
Now that I'm thinking about a bit, it's been a long time since I don't ask myself these type of questions. When you live abroad and so far away, you want to be loved. You know, you want to feel loved in the place in which you are in. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, my expectation was kind of what I'm experiencing now.
But you're experiencing the love now, do you feel?
Yeah.
How did that change? How was the pass from that initial, like, I want to feel love, I want to feel like I'm part of the city. What was the moment when you finally were like, this is maybe my place?
So it was, I cannot tell you objectively like the point in time in which I said, okay, I feel like home. I still don't feel like home though. I mean, I think that's very tough to kind of feel like home so far away. but for sure it started like changing a bit once my Italian improved. Yeah, I'm 100%. That's the point.
Like, do you think the Italian is what allowed you to
Yeah, yeah.
find your place here?
Oh, yeah, yeah. No doubt about it. No doubt about it.
How was the process to learn it?
I think there's a big difference between studying something and learning something. So before coming here, I used to have classes in Italian. Then I came here. My first year was, yeah, I didn't really know how to express myself. But then it was okay. I came here with an idea in mind, and to make that idea a reality.
Mm-hmm.
This is a super important step. Then growing up, I always used to look up to Italy or to Italians. I wanted to experience the culture, live here. I felt that maybe Italy was calling me. I don't know
Okay.
if that's the right way to put it. I just wanted to experience something totally different from my culture. Then Italy is very far away from Paraguay, so I think I could get that freedom. Maybe that sometimes you feel like you don't have it at your place. I don't know if that makes sense.
No, it makes total sense. It's like a place where you could have like expressed yourself. Those moments where you were like, okay, maybe it would have been easier to adapt to a different place. What did you do? How do you handle that?
For me, it was always the idea of feeling like home, as I said before. For me, it was super key to learn Italian and experience what they experience. So once I started chasing or going after those moments and feeling the reward of feeling like home is when I said, okay.
Like, thanks to the Italian, those moments open up for you. Do you remember a specific story of that? I could be and tell you mine on how it happened. I usually go to a bar that's close by. I usually just knew how to ask for stuff. So, posso chiederti o voglio, whatever, you know? Come on, very simple conversation, nothing really. I was talking to the barista, to the waiter, and she was wearing all black, and it was June. No, so I told her basically that wearing black during the summer, it would be impossible for her to feel chill and relaxed, and she actually laughed at this very stupid comment, which was nothing really special. But it felt like a moment where I could actually talk to someone in a language that was not my own, other than English, that I've been learning a long time ago. And it made me feel Milano is my place. I'm happy here. For you, do you feel you have a moment?
It was more of a process of. It's not that I think about a specific moment in which I felt like I belonged. No, it wasn't like that. For me, it was always about those small conversations with people and kind of laughing about some jokes or playing a bit. I don't know, like an example. I have a market right in front of my place, and I'm friend of some guys that work there, and every time I passed by, I go to that place, I always laugh with them. It's like, I don't know, I feel like I can, I feel more confident walking around the city. I think that's the right way to put it.
And how does it feel to belong? I know it's hard to describe, but how would you describe feeling that sense of belonging?
I don't know. I actually don't know if I would say like that I belong here, but I can 100% tell you that I'm feeling much more comfortable than last year or the first year, of course. Yeah, I would say that I don't know, I'm smiling and laughing much more often. Maybe it sounds a bit bad, a bit depressing. I don't know, but it's the reality. I mean, I kind of. In Spanish we have like stop the ball, you know, when you receive like a pass.
¿Paraste la pelota?
Sí, no, tipo parar la pelota.
Parar la pelota. Okay.
When you like receive a pass in football and like you stop the ball to think a bit. That's how I would put it.
It was the moment when finally.
Yeah.
It was going up.
Was going up. The ball was. I kind of stopped it. I controlled the ball, looked around, thought of it. Yeah, I kind of feel like that now. Yeah, I would say.
Milan has a reputation. Fast-paced, very international, and obviously fashion. Look at yourself. You're here representing what the city is. I have two parts of these questions. I feel you sort of touched one of the. If it's were you prepared for that, and if you were, how did you prepare? Like, or do you feel it has changed or evolved?
Okay. Yeah, I do. I do feel a bit of pressure having to dress well in a certain way here in Milan. I feel a bit of that pressure. Not gonna lie. Plus, my personality is a bit. I think it's a bit like that.
You feel you were prepared for that then?
No, I wouldn't say I was prepared for this. No, no. Because we can think about how would it be like, but then the emotions we have being here in Milan, like, are very different. I would say.
For me, it's the same. I remember one time I went to the supermarket in my shorts just to go and buy whatever. It's the supermarket. It's the most chill place in the world. To me, it's like I go to the supermarket with the first thing I find. And I remember in the cashier, an old lady giving me the up and down, looking constantly. And I was like, did you lose someone? Do I look like someone you know? What's the problem? And I realized it was not only her. There were a lot of people actively looking at how I looked. And a friend of mine from Milano, Francesca, shout out to Francesca. She was like, hey, how do you dare to go to the supermarket in whatever you found? It's the supermarket. So I wanted to know how do you handle the pressure? Or you love the pressure?
No, I mean,
You like people looking at how you dress?
I have to be a bit honest. Yeah, I mean, I do like it, but we're like we have emotions. Of course, everybody likes when they look at us, and I think in that way, it was unexpected, but it ended up being a good thing for me. I think. I mean, fashion is something that I discovered here. But how do I deal with that pressure? I don't know. I don't think much about it. I like it. You know, I actually do like it. I have to be honest.
But then maybe with those things that help us cope and help us deal. I was speaking about Francesca, my friend, and we've talked about in the episodes before, like with Santiago or with Ruby. Specifically with Santiago, we talked about that click, that moment where everything was finally perfect, finally everything's good. He went away in a trip, came back and was, wow, what a city, I live here. He loved it. For you,
Oof. Again, for me, it all comes to the small things, and for me, it was always the Italian. You know, it was I repeat it. I have to repeat it. That made a huge difference in how I feel about a culture and about this country, about this city especially.
okay. But hey, give me some specifics. The Italian is amazing.
Okay.
I agree, also helped me, but there has to be one moment.
So it was honestly it was very recently that I said okay, I'm here, and it was I mean I found this football team or soccer team, I don't know how the guys were, this football team full of Italians, and me being able to kind of handle the language well while I play a sport that brought me like so much joy since I'm a kid.
While you play, you speak Italian?
Yeah, I mean,
You're a genius, man.
No,
Come on.
cut that.
Cut yourself some credit. No, what do you mean
I
cut
mean,
that? No.
I mean, for me, it was all the time looking for these moments. For me, this is like having success in a different country. It's like having these super crazy, but at the same time, tiny moments of joy here in Milan. And I don't know. I cannot really express now with words how I felt, but it definitely clicked. It was okay. I mean, this is how it is. This is how it feels to be part of, and this is how it was supposed to be. Since the first day I came.
You actually reminded me of Ruby, also in one of our episodes. She kept saying that it was like through the people that she met, through their friends, to her friends, sorry, that she maybe realized this was a place to be at. Like she was speaking specifically about her culture and about what her culture meant to her. How was having those teammates, those guys, you're friends with Italian, you play football with them? How are friends also part of this journey for you of finally belonging?
Yeah, I mean, I think my big one of the biggest conclusions I came since I'm here in Milan is that for me life is about its people. Is for me like being far away from your family and I don't know, not having a good exam. You come, you go home and you're alone. Is the truth. And answering your question, like the role of friends in this experience, I mean, that's why I think that's why I'm still here. It's like I found a few really good friends that care about me, and they are basically my family here.
If you're, let's say, when you finish classes, when you're finished with your program, when you're trying to figure out what the future is going to look like, what do you feel you will miss?
Ooh. What do I think I'll miss? Um, okay. I'm being very honest here. I don't think I'll miss something. That's for sure.
No te la compro. I don't buy it.
Okay.
No te la compro. Manu. No. O sea, I don't buy it, man. Nothing? Manu.
Wait.
Manu.
Okay, wait. Friends, family, moments of happiness. I mean, that's a constant through life, right? So, from my point of view, why would I miss something like me looking back to high school, my time in high school? I don't. It's not that there was something during high school that I'm missing now. I have to be honest.
Nothing, Manu. Okay, this is now a confrontation. I will take this out and I will finally make you say you missed something. Nothing.
No, nothing.
Manu.
Mateo.
I mean, I don't know, the coffee in a certain way, your life, fashion.
Your neighbors, your bed,
There's so many things that you could miss. Nothing.
some habits.
Hey, you're this type of nonchalant. Hey, I don't care. Come on. Vamos, Manu.
I stick to my words.
So,
So you can wait to be home.
No, I never said that.
great question in behind the sets. Behind the camera, we have the greatest question ever, which is, you would like to go back then?
Hey. I still have
Manu, okay, I'll paint you this picture.
paint the picture. Go ahead.
You are,
She's laughing.
you are, they tell you today you have to leave tomorrow. No questions.
No. I'm not leaving.
They tell you tomorrow you have to leave. Manu, ciao. It's tomorrow.
Okay, if you put me under that situation, okay, now I'm thinking about a little bit. I'm thinking a little bit. So I hope I don't miss it. I mean, it's tough to look at the future and say, okay, I'll miss this. But I something I hope I won't miss in the future is the beauty of Milan. For me, Milan is beautifully unique.
Okay.
So I hope I don't miss this in my life.
Okay.
Like the beauty, the aesthetics of Milan.
Okay, I'll build you something positive now that I pressured you to say something else. So, what do you carry with you from Milan?
You cannot ask me this.
Hey, come on, it's part of the deal of the
It's
podcast.
tough to come to come for an answer now.
Toda la idea.
Okay. Oof. Yeah, I think one thing that comes to my I have it. I always have it like with me. Is to be well presented everywhere, and yeah, attention to details.
Attention to details. This is a city you get to see in the details.
Yeah.
That's what everyone will tell you about Milan, and I cannot agree more. But now that I finally got you some juice out of you, I believe there's like one fundamental question to the podcast, and this is the last time we will do this in this season, which is getting you to talk in the beautiful Paraguayan accent that you have, Genius. We need you to talk in Spanish. You have to talk to Manu before coming. Pero te tienes que hablar en español. Te tienes que hablar de qué sientes, como que te gustaría decirte, que algo que te quedaste sin decir, algo como que, hey, tranquilo, todo va a estar bien. Hey, guys, it's okay, everything will be fine, you'll be fine.
Para mi yo del pasado, qué le diría? Primero que todo le daría un buen abrazo. Un buen abrazo. Y le diría que tiene que mantener la cabeza fría en muchos más momentos de los que él espera. Y que nunca deje de soñar y que nunca deje de pelear. Creo que si el que no... Porque siento que perdí mucho, eso es cierto. En algún momento, en muchos momentos no encontraba ese feeling, pero es como el no perder el amor por las cosas más pequeñas, por lo sencillo, creo. Sí, sí. Y unos buenos abrazos le daría a mi yo del pasado.
Gracias, Manu. Guys, thank you. Genio total. Gracias, en verdad. And guys, thank you. You've been listening to With an Accent. I want to close the podcast actually thanking all of you. It's been awesome to hear about so many internationals in our community of Università Cattolica del Sacro Cuore. It's been an awesome journey. We've gotten to hear so many languages, so many stories. And basically, the hope or the expectation is that this podcast actually can help some of you, some of us, and can be part of our story, of our journey here. I'm almost 100% sure that we will look back on this when we're older, because it's always going to be there. And it's going to be this reminder of who we were, this reminder of the journey that we lived. And hopefully it has been as like touching for you as it's been for me, because I feel getting emotional, but it's been absolutely amazing to get to do this, get to talk to people, and also get to share my own experience. So thank you, and we'll see you when we see you.
Ciao.
Ciao.
Ciao. I'm Emmanuel Pomata. I'm studying economics and management, and I'm from Paraguay.
Vamos! As Manu was saying, sometimes we just need to give ourselves a hug and go back to the little things. Go back to the love of the little things. Go back to enjoying the details. And that way maybe we can realize that we're happy. We can be happy. You've been listening to With an Accent, a podcast of Università Cattolica del Sacro Cuore. This is the end of the first season, and we hope you loved it as much as we do. We hope to see you in season 2 as we continue to tell the stories of other international students and the journey they have to go through to finally feel they belong here in Italy. Bye. See you soon. Ciao.